Vitality's pick and Cloud9, they have to disrupt, they have to reverse sweep. Or Axal's trip to Cologne could be a quick one.
Already this banana control quite quickly here out the gates. Axal, the point man of this. Looking to disrupt, even with the side choice. Cloud9 opting to start on the T side here. Util raining over towards the B bomb side. Apex with Util at the ready and Magisk in combination, but both players vision obscured for now.
He's got more where that came from. Nade could be well placed and just a bit of chip damage. Axal's already cleared the back of the site.
Electronic has a re-smoke here for CT spawn. They can lock them out here. There's a kit in play on Magisk, a smoke and a flash available for Apex, but the bomb goes down, 5-on-5 retake. Hobbit is loose, he's in the wind.
And that smoke's been thrown out by Electronic, buys more time. There will be a rotation through. That kit on Magisk will come into play. Contact's coming.
And so is Hobbit.
Apex flash through. Boost over, connects onto Axile. Perfecto on the pull, the next target, I would say next victim, but Shiro has hit all of the shots, and it's Hobbit and Perfecto for the cream on top.
That's the way to kick off this half here for Shiro, to kick off this map for Shiro, and that's the beer snake we were promised. So a pistol for Cloud9.
And a beer snake for the Lanxess.
Oh, well, this is a better way to start your campaign here. A P250 in the back of the site, mowing them down, and Hobbit's flank even comes into play here. The last piece of the puzzle. This is what you're looking for with the T start. Now, if you can deal with the force buy back from Vitality, you set yourself up pretty here for a 3-round conversion. What does the international squad have to say about this one? Avoids the nade. Applies pressure towards B. Potentially calls the bluff of Vitality here.
Yeah, he's been dropped extra utility, trying to puff up his chest. It's an early smoke is thrown, and it does draw out one of Apex's cachet.
On-site limp smoke here, but if Apex replenishes this smoke, the question becomes for Cloud9, do we go through it? Do we think there's more than just one body here? And that molly, perfect. They've just they just completely removed the possibility for him to be a jarring presence. So they understood the scenario. They've dealt with the sole defender of the B-bomb site, and Cloud9, through just decision-making of utility, have secured themselves the second round of play here.
No, it's not the very, very best outcome. Sure, winning's nice, but Vitality will have an opportunity to give it another look in, that 3-round conversion you were talking about.
Well, will they? Look at this. Cloud9 already understand the status quo of this round. They've evacuated the bomb site, they've left one caretaker, they have the linchpin of Axal locking the door. They know where you are.
Okay.
They just have to find you.
Okay, this could have a few more twists and turns for this second bite of the force buy.
Throw the MAC-10s their way. Or are they not going to overstep the mark? They've contained them, they've boxed them in.
And they'll take anything that they can get. You'd think the MAC-10s would have a look in, but no.
Stalemate, okay, not throwing their bodies on the line. Good restraint from both teams there. I don't think Vitality were so aware of how much of a threat was just around the corner, but as you mentioned, the double dip with these upgrades.
The Lanxess Arena wants blood, Chad. A pacifist round of Counter-Strike.
I met that lad last night. He came from California.
All the way?
The one that went woo behind him, yeah. All the way. This guy from New York I met last night. People come all over the world. Check this one out. This is about avoiding the stack yet again.
Right, but
you have to ask yourself, do you try the same door twice?
And can you make it feel the same?
Well, Apex is going to do his best impression. It's exactly the same from Cloud9. Front side limp smoke, Apex with one in exchange. The bomb not committed here, which is telling Cloud9 are just starting to feel things out. They're in no rush. The more he spams, the more he tries to puff up his chest, the more it feels like it's just one player. And Electronic doing his best to try and find out how many reside on the other side of the smoke.
Hobbit starting in zoning position here.
That's good info, right? It's at least telling there's one player on either side of the map. Now it's about converting this kill, and the pressure's there. Axal and Hobbit in combination, clamp shut on the A side. They open the door. The bomb now can be ushered in.
Brilliant play so far out of Cloud9's T side here.
Yeah, you're just cooling out Vitality, right? These stacks, they're trying to catch you off guard as Electronic will be traded, but information is great for him. That can funnel through. The rest of his team can understand the situation. Now it's Perfecto's turn.
Pre-aimed that jump up, still making a bit of a meal of this. 6 bullets, and the help is there. Shiro will deal with all 3. So the juice is flowing. Cloud9 first pistol, conversions, and a 3-0 start on their opponent's map pick.
And it was pretty cold for Cloud9 to start things off over there on map number 1. But as we got into the later stages, especially the second half, they were looking more like themselves. Axel was online, Shiro was having some multi-kill rounds. It was Hobbit who was actually probably having the weaker go of things. Perfecto was great in the clutch. Electronic, he had his moments. That Tech9 round over towards B within the first half. So if Cloud9 are just slow starters, we might see a whole much better look here on Inferno. Already that is the case. Fast up Banana, Shiro aggressive with the AK. Banana control swiftly taken here. No dramas, and Apex has no idea, Alex. He's just going to walk into this. Barrel spotted and dead. Simple as you like. Shiro, the entry frag, and takes down both on B.
Just moving with intention. Destruction of the defense. Deep smoke, what are you to do? Already it feels like Shiro has given them the opportunity to close clean.
That's round done, and he's the AWPer, not the entry fragger, but hey, that confidence, that difference that Electronic sees between him and a Simple. Maybe Shiro wants to lift that a whole extra level here. Axel goes down on the other side of the server, but this will be a Vitality save, and 4-0. You're going to see a whole lot of this early on Inferno, everybody. It's the map where we love to save.
8-0. That's a strong start out of Shiro, and you talk about unlocking potential. Shiro's already demonstrated his. I would definitely concede that. But what if there's more? What if there's more? If he can be walking into site, Apex has no idea what's going down.
See that right there, Apex had no idea that he was scaling up so quickly. You see him get caught off guard. I think he understands that that was his fault, that way that situation went, a little shake of the head. But when we covered off Vitality just the other day, they were doing a lot of 3-man B starts, but they weren't always aggressive banana control. You reflect over and you look at Cloud9, we only seen them play this map once. It was with Buster, and it was against Gamer Legion, and they lost the map, but they had such a difficult time getting any banana control at all. They were essentially playing in the dark on the CT side the entire time. And maybe a reason why they've opted to start here on the T half, right? They can really get things rolling, they can set the tone of this round, and already it's great from Shiro as we've highlighted. But you think about the arduous task just for them to get to this arena. And it was against lesser opponents, 9, Monty, Gamer Legion. And they all fell at the hands of an incomplete Cloud9. This is their biggest test and in the biggest pressure moment.
And a debut of sorts. Of course, one map now down.
With these save guns all back in play here. A boost up and over.
Ooh, that's a lot of damage. Saw that one coming. Bowling from Apex.
Flash is going to come out here for flameZ.
Oh, they're so blind. Shiro handed his first death. flameZ. He'll get that smoke down and should be able to get away here. The nade's coming for him. After on 69.
Yeah, have to allow him to have this space. Nobody was close to flash through. There wasn't any util to hold him at bay there. They didn't worry about wasting mollies, so they've given up that room. Apex now can play the rotation, something they did very well on their CT side of Mirage, was reading the play. Apex did a great job of making sure there was multiple bodies ready for any Cloud9 hit. With an opening pick, a 4v5 disadvantage for Cloud9. They still have enough nades to make this possible, but top mid has just been called clear. The rotation back over to B.
There's so much pressure now on flameZ. Incredible scoreline first map. Clearly comfortable on the big stages, but is he comfortable on this B site? Help, supported, and fragging. Can he get 2? flameZ, he can! The bomb's on the floor! And Cloud9, this is the first time they've met resistance on Inferno. flameZ holds on. They commit into just the one-man site, and he delays. Apex just finished the job as well. Team play from Vitality.
Yeah, that's the key. I know that Apex gets 2 kills on the way out the door there, but he set up the other 2 frags. That molly that he landed perfectly timed as they entered in towards the site gives you 2 options. Hopper was actually one of the first 2 players in, and he had a smoke for the extinguish, but he had to take the fight. That segregated the pack, so Apex, massive work from him. He facilitates the opener with the flash, setting up flameZ. Sets up flameZ for more. Division of the fight. He can take these jewels at his own liberty, and look at Apex's name in the assist, in the kill feed. The in-game leader doing an awful lot to get Vitality there first.
Yeah, 200 utility damage from Apex already. We are 5 rounds in.
Still money for this buy. Shiro not opting for the AWP here. Would have been available, would have been on the table as an exchange of smokes just littered in banana.
Just a tunnel of smoke, which Shiro seems to like the look of. Lingers within them, plays the fades, procedurally crawls, and half wall is now his with the flash. Confirms it. Top banana is theirs. Now this is a retake utility set out of flameZ. Smoke molly combo. What's his go sign though? Could be too little too late here. Drops it now.
They're going to extinguish and go.
They're going. Charging in. ZywOo, the first man on the scene, but it's Apex into electronic. flameZ overlooks ZywOo, but he still gets the frag. Limitations to Cloud9 now. The flashes, the support, Vitality ripping Cloud9 apart. And Axar last. Late to the party. And with 45 seconds, Vitality know that that second round is theirs.
This round changes here for Axar. Does he want to save it? Does he want to look for damage here? I'm sure he'd love a kill or two to come his way as we see him parking the bus right now. Plenty of sound cues on the other side of that wall, sure. Absolute worst case scenario for him would be going down after time. So with 20 seconds left, we return to how that all went down, and there was a decision made. That util you pointed out, they had to have the go signal. Cloud9 had everybody in banana. They didn't get top mid control. They didn't have anybody in boiler to deal with the lurk. There was no way back. You would have been rotating into the unknown.
Right.
So they had to commit to that. That was the decision, and I like the call. It feels like ZywOo probably should have killed flameZ over towards first oranges, but it was good flash work again. Apex, once more, setting up his young star, and he was flourishing to grab them now their second round. So this is a really good showing out of this B bomb site, because it's clear to me, Cloud9, they like what they saw in the demos. They want to test this new little setup between Apex and flameZ over towards B. And here it is, that util set. So you see them coming in again. They're already committed at this point. Coming out of the flash, flameZ onto ZywOo, and then following up even ZywOo there to support. And ZywOo going to be feeling a little bit hard done by there, thinking he should have got the better of flameZ, but he's in a difficult role, right? Being the B anchor. Right? There is going to be a lot of pressure applied to him, and it's in scenarios where he has to sit and wait, which doesn't go with this kid's personality. He wants to keep moving. He's got ants in his pants, but they've plugged him in, and he's still so young that with his aim and his skill set and his mentality, he can become the next big thing.
You got it, man. You got it. Take your time. Round 7, map 2. And it's our first taste of the AWP on ZywOo. (3-2) division of labor. The battle for banana rages on. Just the one smoke this time. I say that as a second deployed deeper. And the barrage of flashbangs and incendiaries combine.
Oh, they called it off there. I think their smoke landed exactly where they were hoping for, either to obscure vision. So the early gambit from Cloud9 to try and contest with this banana control has been halted for now.
Electronics moving with some serious intent.
Yeah, because he wants his team to take some space. There's inaction. They've lost banana. We need to put some pressure elsewhere on the map. If they're playing 3B, A is susceptible. And Electronic knows this. He needs his players to wear into action. Now, even this is just sound cues. There's no full commitment, but you need to keep Vitality moving. And Electronic understands this. We're not playing sit and wait Counter-Strike. We need to bait out this util. We need to try and create a gap, create a mistake.
Just a minute remaining for them to find that bomb plant.
And the job has been done. Look at the darkness that Vitality now resides. They lost top mid control. They've given up banana. This is exactly what Electronic was looking for.
Will flameZ and Apex be tested once more?
Look how good they are with the economy of util here. A couple of smokes, the molly left, some flashes, and Flames a whole lot of information.
Flash through again, Apex sets up Flames for success. He strafes around in time. Perfecto unable to punish.
They had to commit, but they're not going.
They've thrown the smoke. What are you going to do? Push through the smoke and die?
But they're going into Spinks and ZywOo.
They haven't got the time. They have to just run out. The knives are out, and Spinks spanks another onto Hobbit. And Vitality make mincemeat of Cloud9.
That's the flustered Cloud9. That's when things aren't going right. You see there, unable to get away with the hijinks towards top banana and then just trying to hightail it. It would have been a crazy play. You were hoping Vitality bite down on that B play, but not under pressure and no issues. The two of them have, wow, in 3 rounds now, had no dramas. 3 consecutive, just dealing them a dud hand, sending them away and letting Cloud9 know you're going to have to go and try that other site. Manage Spinks and ZywOo, they're going to be your next test.
Just taking a look at that scoreboard as well. A couple of absentees. Axar 1, Electronic the same, Hobbit the same. 3 of them with 3 frags combined as we head into our 8th round.
Flames has been great using him as this forward piece, hasn't he? They understand how sharp this kid is, and if you're facilitating him with great util, They try and B again.
Yeah, well, they're pissed. They are pissed off. This is just the opposite of the round prior. Take that space. It's yours already. None of this 50 seconds to get your banana control. It is theirs, already established. And now that darkness you've been discussing, present for Vitality. They have no idea what resides around that corner. flameZ to throw a reactions flash. The smoke thrown out now. Hoping to catch a Coffin's player. Nobody home.
So quiet across the map here. Apex is going to start getting a little bit suspicious of this, but he's probably asking the question, are they really going to test the B bomb site yet again?
That's what ZywOo was waiting for. It's Shiro down, their highest flyer. flameZ keeps fragging. He's so low, the nade will do the damage. Incendiary well placed. Hobbit beats it. flameZ can't tame that spray, and Hobbit's given him a bit of hope, a bit of space, a bit of room to work with. Those smokes are up. Need to get that bomb, and Hobbit, he's retrieved it. And we'll be getting it down, considering a push. Oh, that's a lot of damage. There's an incendiary as well. Hobbit just gets away in time, but Spinks is quick to it. And now Perfecto's in trouble. The incendiary forces him wide as he actually connects the shot. Magisk responds, and Axile, what are you supposed to do? Smokes kits, and there's two of them. And he's only got the Deagle. Apex finds him, another for Team Vitality. They respond to Cloud9's 4 with 4 of their own, all tied up now.
So keys in these rounds just have to be the opening picks, right? The fact that they're able to get the first kill every time they try and attack that B bomb site. Cheers indeed.
Prost.
But I was just reflecting on what went down on map number 1 between the two of these teams here, and you look at the first kills. Bit of a sore thumb, I think. Vitality had no issues in map number 1, just throwing out 18 first kills. I'm reading this, I'm just like, is this right? It was to the 9 of Cloud9. The clutches went in the favor of Cloud9 for that to be a 16-11 game. So right now, if you're Electronic, you really want to make sure that if you are giving up the opener, it's immediately traded, or you're able to grab some space off that information on the other side of the map. Because that's the difference maker here for Vitality. It's making it a whole lot easier for them to be able to defend.
Incredibly deep banana smoke.
Look at all this A pressure here.
They've got a lot of action here on Magisk. And oh, he's been spotted out, but a very snappy adjustment. Info off the drop-off. He's doing an awful lot. But exposed to Axile, claws him back into it. Spinks to be tested. He has ZywOo in support, and Axile handed his ass. Big one from Spinks. No trade available. And Shiro down 2.
That's what you got to avoid. You can't be getting multi-killed in that fashion. And Vitality more than ready for this fight. They've gone B 4 rounds. We've denied them every single time. Of course they're going to try something over towards the other side of the map. And this is where you still have to deal with the likes of Spinks, Magisk, and ZywOo's AWP to finish things off. Vitality are taking control of this. Denying the plan again.
And it's a team effort. You know, exactly the same as map 1, Chad. It was ridiculous how close that scoreline was across the board. Every member of Vitality contributing heavily to their victory. It's not the ZywOo show, 1v9. As the forums may indicate and suggest.
This is the thing, this Vitality roster, it packs a punch, right? This isn't just a team flashing for ZywOo anymore. Maybe that was the last time they were in the grand final here in the Lanxess, but this is a team that has some monsters through and through.
Definitely the team to beat, and a very different kettle of fish from what Cloud9 have played so far with Buster to get them to the playoffs. And Axile's arrived just in time. But will we see a resilient Cloud9?
This is the gap. Spinks acknowledging it short. This flash isn't going to do an awful lot.
Magisk, he's got Spinks as well. Up and over. Nice one from Spinks. They're into the A site, but Spinks still has his head on a swivel. Still considering. Perfecto gets away, spots out ZywOo. Big one back with the Tech 9.
Bomb's going down here. Axile has a power position, deploys a smoke here. Obscured for 20 seconds now towards that arch side. ZywOo flames in combination. Apex puffing up his chest, making some noise. But look at the nades here for the retake. They can take their time and talk this through.
We've got so many nades, so much equipment. And the opposite could be said for Cloud9, but they have Axile in that position. They can't find him. Time still rotting off of that clock. Shiro postured with the deagle. Now Axel comes online and it's up to Apex, but no time. With the little guns, Cloud9 convert. A necessary round. Reignites some hope in this T side after a real run from this defense.
That's this type of round, though, that Cloud9 are starting to make a name for themselves, even when they had Buster in the team, right? This is back when they were playing throughout the group stage. There was a couple of these rounds where they had these lighter purchases and they were able to pull off some bullshit just like that. And that's exactly what you need here. So the fact that they're able to get out, I said this was the gap, sure. One of the problems was all three players acknowledged the leak. Both Magisk and Spinks looking towards apartments and pit. ZywOo left mid as well, and that's how exchanges went down top mid to hurt Vitality. Once you have the pit space, once you have that site control, you saw the crossfire that they established. One graveyard, one headshot, one site. A little trifecta of doom, and they played off of each other. They get lured in, Shiro takes that first fight, everybody activates. Perfect team play there from Cloud9 in the post plant. And around to give us a little bit of excitement here in this match. Still plenty of money for Vitality to get another buyback out here. They've even got cash for a residual. Loss bonus into the next is going to be at that 1900 mark. For Cloud9, even if they lose this one, with 2900 coming through, we should see them in the remit of just another buy. Especially considering they're happy to wield Tech 9s and Mac 10s and still get it done. It doesn't have to be the AKs for this unit.
Yeah, did on Mirage as well, you're right. Certainly a bit of a character trait. Oh, whoa, losing a lot of health to that banana util. Nade looks good as well as Shiro, a shadow of his former self in this round.
And this is what we saw from Vitality earlier in the tournament. They were happy to posture 3 players towards the top of B, not for the banana control, just to stand and wait and hope that you'd execute into this blue wall.
Ooh, there's something brewing on the long side. Spinks is on the jiggle. Axel, that robotic aim looking to come online. He's tagged up Spinks. Reaction is heavy on the util, but Axel, he's found a gap.
A massive gap, and it's being accounted for now. ZywOo having to come over to try and plug this. Did he spot him?
Nope.
He's in the win now.
They'll consider it.
But it's just softened up the B-bomb site.
Most definitely, it's forced ZywOo off. Flame's going to be tested again on the jiggle, gets away. Molly forces some decision-making, some quick decisions to be made, and ZywOo's gone and cleared him. The awareness of the Woo. And with 40 seconds, it seems Vitality are looking for answers. ZywOo will flash Apex through. It's perfect, but Perfecto doesn't need to see to frag. Electronic down to ZywOo again. Lobs for the rifle. flameZ, he can't get anything done as Shiro catches.
Fast flank.
It's going to be a problem. Will they consider it? The bomb can't be disrupted. It's down. Shiro could be down as well. But up and over. Hobbit, elevated position, leaves with just 2 HP. A 2-on-2. Up for debate, now just up to Perfecto, and ZywOo quick on the draw. 3 in that round, finishes it with the AK, but those first 2 on that AWP. And Cloud9 getting into the site this time. This clear from ZywOo. I mean, you said he's in the wind, right? ZywOo didn't like that. He did not like that at all.
They were piecing it together. If Axel was alive for an extra 2 or 3 seconds in that moment, ZywOo was not contributing over towards B. Right? He can't get that second kill. So you could see them in banana. They were just trying to work out, like, who's got the smoke? We need a CT smoke, let's go. Right? They were trying to work it out. It just took them a little bit too much lag there for Cloud9 to get in position to go. But as you mentioned, they get in the side, they get the bomb down, they get themselves another buy. And Electronic happy to wield the Mac 10 yet again here. Looks like a half-wall banana smoke to be lobbed out here to deny that vision.
Oh, yeah, and Magisk.
Aggression.
Throwing some aggression into the mix. I'm not sure Axel's ready for this. Oh, yes, he is! Beheads Magisk. Down middle for a nice gift of an opening frag. What's the setup here? flameZ just in the open. The whole team in front of him. Electronic is first victim, a dink. It's not enough, but maybe Apex gets overlooked. Never mind, the flash is brilliant. And Spinks is on A, they know it. You take down Axel, that's fine. A little revenge from Magisk, but nothing here for Spinks.
Got a bit of a game on our hands here. Some back and forth in the last few. Spinks to try and retain this for Mr. ZywOo. The money starting to wane now. Still plenty of cash for ZywOo particularly, but the rest are lighter on, so some drops will be required here. But Axel, yeah, just catches a glimpse. You see the hand over the eye. Magisk costs something there. They brute force their way into be a great reaction, and yeah, you definitely see multiple members doing the flashbang dance in this one.
Well, that's a sign of a great T round, right? 2 of those frags, most important ones, coming with supporting util. Nice to preserve the AWP. Something to celebrate as, yeah, a tied game.
Terrorists win.
Electronics still on the bottom of that scoreboard here, only 2 kills to his name, but he's the one who's having to get a bit more focused, right? This was a conversation with star players and then them taking this role of an in-game leader. It's going to take a whole lot more mental power to have that focus on being able to control the macro, being able to micromanage your players when necessary, to make calls against a team who have what it takes to win a major, right? This is the difference. You're now against the big boys. You're not against the Gamer Legions, the Monties anymore, right? This is the upper echelons. This is the top tier. Right now, there's a debate in Counter-Strike. Who's number 1? Is it Vitality? Is it Heroic?
How quickly could Cloud9 join that conversation?
A win here today would definitely set them on that path. Axile.
Well, this is a tough crossfire to break. This is...
You need to do it together, right? Hobbit and Axile need to pick in unison here.
They don't. ZywOo will profit. Electronic comes a knock in and
they found the gap
out of there. ZywOo's got another. 2 so far from the Frenchman. And posted up for more. They are slipping through into CT, but Apex and flameZ are ahead of the curve, are well aware of what's going on. These angles, so hard to clear. As Apex, most down 2, make it 3, Vitality. They are so in tune. Their communication is flowing. Everyone singing from the same hymn sheet in this cathedral.
Yeah, that's key right there, and you can see it. With their reactions, there's no real gaps, right? That environment right there, they understood the situation. ZywOo with the 2 kills, the information flowing, and able to lock things down. And once you're in CT spawn, if you're Cloud9 and you have nobody across the rest of the map, you see they're boxed in. Where are you meant to go? You have to fight your way out of that. So the decision that was made based off the double app setup turned out to be their coffin as Cloud9. Anything left here in the chamber for the first half of play?
Oh, there's pace on that. A quick extinguish. It implies a push, but a boost leads to the death of Apex. flameZ perhaps to be overlooked. Look at the nades in the sky. He's supposed to be locked in behind him, but he gets away. Has a glance. Flash is good. Cloud9 feels like they've got infinite flashbangs in some of these rounds. Whittled down now to just 3. Make it 2 as another pops in mid. ZywOo, he's actually going forward. He's investigating. He's pushing the limits. And it costs him his life. Electronic hyper aware. Only his 3rd frag, but it means an awful lot if this translates into another round. Doing it the hard way now. A 2-man advantage. The last of their util to get him into the site. A smoke and a Molotov from flameZ. Hard to disrespect that, but they give it a go. Extinguish, flash, push, and they're in. But Spinks has been overlooked. The trigger disappeared. Can't tumble. And the Shiro nade to secure it. What can Magisk do? Nothing but save as a 7th is in the bag for Cloud9 now.
But they had everybody there, right? Magisk got there just in time. This is so threatening. Even though there's the man advantage, they execute in towards that site. There's some trades. That smoke on the extinguish, it helped them to actually get past Spinks' line of sight there, but he still had a deeper angle. Hobbit with the trade, integral. Yes. If there's a double up from Spinks there, Magisk gets another one through the smoke, that round is on.
And it takes a seriously cool head, if you're Spinks, to hold your nerve and hold your spray while you go for that multi-kill. Hobbit may have saved them.
Well, Magisk, he might lose everything here. Axile very diligent on this hunt. Spots a leg, or did he? Well, Magisk sees him and gets to hold on to this AK unless Shiro has something to say. Pinned in towards the graveyard, down towards the pit, and on his bike, son, see you later, Shiro.
Lovely shot.
Cool, that's an important little save there for Magisk, because money is tight. Money is real tight for Vitality for round 15, but the same to be said for Cloud9. They really wanted to remove that, but at what cost? They gave up an awful lot of their economy by going for that. 2 deaths while trying to just hunt 1 rifle.
Has that guy got a stat track hat? I'm pretty sure that hat was stat tracking beers. I'm impressed. Big round.
Oof, they've overbought here. There was a Galil on the floor in spawn,
Yikes.
and we're lacking on util for Cloud9. So a little bit discombobulated in the buy there within freeze time, but they've still got something that is pretty tidy to work with.
Yeah, limited though. Couple of flashbangs. We were just talking about how it felt like they had ton of them. Not this time.
No kit here for Vitality. If we do find ourselves in a post plant, pressure's going to be on for round 15. And, well, this is how Cloud9 started the half.
Front sight smoke. A lot of communication here. Audible. And they're going straight in, flattened one. It's Electronic with a double up. flameZ alone on the side, but he stands strong for the one. They're into the site, the bomb to be planted safe. Hobbit responsible. Perfecto in support, and Axile for that finishing touch on the flank. It's the final round, no reason not to go. That flank could be perfect to seal the deal. And Hobbit's got the dream angle, and the headshot to boot. ZywOo in the 1v3, not anymore, and they leave with 8. A lead for Cloud9 in a must-win map if they want to keep that semi-final dream alive in the Lanxess.
What is your calling?
Practically inseparable at the half. 8 to boast for Cloud9 on a must-win map. Inferno, the battleground for this second map of our quarterfinal, live and direct from the Lanxess Arena of Cologne.
And now the stakes starting to look a whole lot hotter here. Cloud9 are here to play. We've got a match, and we're about to get the second half underway. Cloud9 looking to pick up both pistols.
It's a key indicator, of course. Vitality taking both on our first and boasting a map lead.
A wide swing, making sure that if there's any biff on mid, they were more than ready for this. That allows them to waltz up middle.
This is the pointy end of Vitality's Karambit. The ZywOo armored P250. Perfect in these long-range engagements up against those USPs. Occupying the site is the lion's share of Cloud9's roster. Shiro gets a faceful of info. Will Electronic pop out of his hidey hole in time? ZywOo, his victim, but it does adjust. The Frenchman good for the first. Axel, though, in that pit, trying to pull Cloud9 back into the pistol. Flames on the side, bomb now down. They're close, though, and Axel's still going to be overlooked as ZywOo's taking everyone else. Come on, Axel's hit another head. And now Flames is in trouble. Just 7 HP. Can Axel do more? Perfecto helps, and flameZ's quaking in his boots as Cloud9 take the pistol. Even Groove happy with that one.
Axel showing us he's made for the big stage here. That is a huge pistol. Not only did they have the stack that got blown over, he was under so much pressure here. Set up to thrive. 2 kills come in. Electronic and Hobbit down. The third piece of this puzzle kept on peppering away. Massive stuff for Axel. This is the man we were happy to see step into Cologne. And so are Cloud9. They've got themselves a 2-round lead now, and this is great work if they want to see over past that third. If they want to take Inferno away from Vitality, a team undefeated on this very map since the addition of flameZ.
Undefeated on this map since the addition of flameZ. All right then. How's that? Second round, Shiro on the Zoom banger.
Yeah, and that's one person, as I mentioned, very happy to have Axel here. Those kills, that defuse, that equals an AWP, and that equals a difference maker here. That's not a possibility for Vitality. Sure, some AKs and some Galils, but are you ready for this?
No, they are not. ZywOo, his victim. The AWP now known. flameZ doesn't seem deterred. He still wants to try and kick up a fuss over here.
Might be a flash and go. flameZ loves this type of stuff.
It's called for it. He gets it, but can he get in? Perfecto in support, perfect in combination. Now the AWP is there as well, added to the mix. And the flavor, way too spicy for Vitality.
There might be a way in here. There might be an opportunity for Spinx right now.
Oh.
It is a 2-on-5 situation, but they are knocking on the door of the weaker side. Spinx has got a bit of a gap here. If Apex can brute force his way in, and Spinx can find a kill on the rotation. Information flowing now. Spinx has an awful lot of it. This is a free kill.
This is a free kill, and it could be a free side. Axel's dead. Electronic now realizes he's got a lot to do. And the rotation cut off by Spinx's position. He has to clear the side as well.
Oh, no,
Apex! It's got into the bomb site, hits the Deagle. Now the bomb is down in Cloud9. What they thought was a guarantee, no longer. Smoked off, rifles recovered. Apex and Spinx putting their heads together to do what no one saw coming.
And I don't see a kid anywhere.
This could be a problem. They threw the AWP in. Don't forget, Shiro had the AWP. They've thrown it to Perfecto. They don't want to lose it, even in the worst
already halfway
case.
gone. You got to get a move on.
Spinx's angle. He's taken another.
They're going to save.
They have to. Apex nails it. This is a Vitality round out of nowhere. Just the two of them against the world. Spinx and Apex come up clutch.
What a gap. What an absolute gap. I'm saying it. I wasn't believing it. Sure, he's able to get the way undetected in towards CT spawn. A free kill, just the crowd. The rumblings. Axel knew something was up, but Spinx and Apex make the difference.
I really thought Electronic would have one there with the MP9. But Apex, this shot, bang!
Oh, the Deagle to the belly.
Oh, and they close it out with style. That AWP comes back to haunt them. You're sitting there wishing you had another rifle.
And Shiro sees it all falling apart. That is daylight robbery here in Electronic. He's not going to be liking how this one went down. You've got to calm it down now.
Your horses. The AWP was preserved and Shiro no slouch. He hits Magisk through the floor. Down to 44.
But so much pressure available here. It is this AWP. Sure, it's made note, but this position, if they're able to waterfall out, if they're able to exploit this gap, Shiro can only take one shot at a time. He has Axel here to help. But what's he meant to do with just the pistol? Ooh.
Yeah.
This reposition changes the dialogue here. That smoke Over halfway gone. This is coming, and so is the rotation. Hobbit, will he make it in time?
Cloud9, they seem aware. They're thinking about the rock, paper, scissors. If Vitality consider it, so do Cloud9, and Axile's in the prime position to punish. Out they jump, a headshot provided, and Axile's got two! Shiro's there as well! Heroics from Cloud9 as Vitality left wanting, empty-handed, up against this cobbled together force buy back. And you thought Vitality had it in the bag, Cloud9 disagree. Perfect in response.
And that's how you feel the last round was meant to go. A 2-on-5 against you this time with what you're able to bring on in. A worse buy, a worse purchase, and all five staying alive. A couple of AKs for good measure. So statements being made from both of these teams as we stand and bang, falling off the balcony. Axile steps up with that 5-7, does exactly what he has to do, and now those nerves, they can simmer back in. You're going to contest it again, and Apex, he's the one looking frustrated now. How deflated, how dejected are Vitality? Maybe take a bit of a French tactical timeout here. Take your time, have a breather, have a chat. You're in no rush. Allow Cloud9 to use this util. It's starting to heat up here. Those are the blows that you're looking for these teams to throw at each other. The multi-kill potential in the server here today is through the bloody roof. And you have to put yourself in the position of Vitality. Sure, they have the group stage map of this to watch. They are learning on the job just like the rest of us. An imposing presence here. Smoking a flash and a go, here it is.
Perfecto's incendiary, well placed, and Electronics bullets the same.
He's on his own now.
ZywOo though, he's already taken down one, and with Apex's help, they have got access. Weapons recovered now. Threatening presence. And that smoke really screws the pooch for Shiro's progress. Fading in towards the mid side though. Repositioning for the smoke and go. Flash is high. 3 versus 3, back into B. Kit present. Apex dead. Executed by Hobbit, and Magisk in the open. It has to be ZywOo. One left. Ouch! From ZywOo, no less.
4 in the round, and he sits them down. Back and forth we go again. Let's keep going. Buy again, Cloud9. What do you got now?
They're just taking it in turns. Trading blows, trading rounds. Watch ZywOo go. The headshot to Shiro, a stunning set of kills. And Apex gonna be happy with that one.
And you say Shiro, ZywOo and Shiro locking horns as far as the frags are concerned here. 17 apiece for the two of them, heavy hitters. Out to play here today. Shiro absent, or somewhat, in the first half of map number 1. But Cloud9, it took them a while to warm into things, but they're here to play now. The question on this CT side, you've gone back and forth, you had the pistol, you lost the force fire, you win one back of your own, you lose again. How deep does this rabbit hole go? And the Laxus likes this, finally. A bit of love for the Counter-Strike in the server.
But absolutely nothing to be said about this one, right, Chad? Just a Desert Eagle. Just a $700 pistol up against everything Vitality could desire. ZywOo continues where he left off in that previous round. Wielding that AK into another. Axile's Deagle is good for the one, but short-lived success. As this bonus comes through, I say bonus, what am I talking about? This is all they could cobble together after the trade of blows.
Well, I guess it's a bonus for what they were able to earn themselves here, right? The fact that their individuals were able to step up. Entering into that site just previously, Electronic did a good job of getting a couple of kills. ZywOo gets 4 frags with the 1-on-3 situation. They've had to fight very hard for this. This has been through individuals, right? Popping off in necessary moments, but also good macro, good calling from the likes of Apex. He's been reading this game as Shiro. About to be found. flameZ finishes him off, and we're all tied up here. 10-10 down the home stretch. He took this save for a reason. Cloud9, with the discussion of what the buy was going to look like here coming into round 21, well, we can see there's some omissions as far as the firepower department is concerned. The kit has come back to haunt them once before. They won't make that problem again. ZywOo continuing to rain down pain. Farms himself a couple of ecos. Now let's get back into the guns. Shiro's AWP. will put to task ZywOo and Axel to lock down this A site as the other three look for some space towards Banana here.
ZywOo, he's moving. He's moving with pace, and it's nothing but bullets and nades. 2 to the good from Cloud9 off of the rip. And that B defense passes their first test of round 21. There's more to come, it seems.
I like this. I like the stubbornness. If they execute right now, the 3-man B start, your third player is going to be rotating, cheating back. You're expecting the reaction to be towards A. Electronic's low here. If they just trade into the site, they can win another round.
And they're off. They're not going to respect that smoke. No way. No way. They're through. Across. Electronic at the back of the site. How deep of a clear does flameZ go? 4. He's down.
They're in.
And they are in. What was a 3v5, now 3 versus 4. Bomb down. Spinks to be tested perhaps next. Coming in from either side. Spinks, he actually brings the fight to them, turns the flash as well. He's ready for more, but Hobbit good for it on the FAMAS. What can flameZ deliver here? No, ooh, baits the shot. Holds the spray, caught by Hobbit. Apex, an impossible 1v3. They got smokes, they got kits, and they smoke him off. But should be nothing for the Frenchman here. 1, 2, if he could just aim the spray, they defuse under his nose. A valiant attempt, all things considered, but Cloud9 leave with an 11th.
That's so much damage right there from Apex. He's going to be disappointed in himself. He probably feels like he could have won that round right there. Could have put Vitality up to 11, could have put Cloud9 down to financial squalor yet again. But the damage he did was massive. The AWP, not retained, not brought back in. That means the CT setup, the CT complexion will have to be different. Again, both teams somewhat touch and go in the finances. Spinks gets a kill in Banana. He kills Axel and Hobbit. That's the kit. That's the kit stuck on the other side of the map.
Wow, didn't catch that wallbang from Hobbit. We saw it from flameZ's perspective, but it was a lovely wallbang to trade. It did secure Cloud9 the lead.
Now tell me who won the last round. Look at this buy, Cloud9. The walking wounded in that department here. MP9's up plenty. It's just 2 rifles to boot, ZywOo and Axel. The 2 to lock down A. This is not an easy round, and Vitality know there's blood in the water. Banana control completely theirs, all 5 with enough util to overrun this site.
Smoke sails through the sky.
It'll be a fast flank again.
Certainly. Vector and Electronic, the 2 new names.
Hobbit's coming. Will he make it in time?
Vector relocates, hoping to
Coming
jump
in.
out of the smoke, and yeah, flameZ has opened up the account. Magic's good for 1, Hobbit though another. And now the site is theirs. Vitality successful. They leave with a man advantage. Do you even have a look?
No, you don't. The finances are the biggest problem for Cloud9 right now. With a game that starts with the forced by wars and the back and forth nature, you're not able to establish an economy. And this is always going to plague the CTs. If the Ts can keep getting in, keep getting that bomb down, and keep you just a few players, they've got you right where you want you. Right? You can't move. You don't have the full weapons. You don't have the full guns. There's no way you could have normal setups. You see the desperation there. Hobbit understanding the only way that we can make these MP9s work is if we are in the thick of the smoke. All 3 of them trying to just be that nuisance. But it's not enough here as Vitality will bounce back yet again, and we continue this rally of rounds. Sure, Vitality managed 2 on the trot, but this has really been a back and forth half of Counter-Strike here.
From an 8-7 half, and now we find ourselves 11-11.
You should see Vitality extend this lead, potentially up to 12 or 13 rounds here. It will all come down to the choice that Cloud9 make right now. Into the next round of play, they only have 1,900 loss.
11-11, make a wish. It's up for debate though. Still uncertain as to whether or not we require our 3rd map to separate these 2 teams in our quarterfinal. Overpass. With Vitality removing Anubis, Overpass was left, and a 3rd timeout burnt by Cloud9. Groove on the mic, Zonic the same.
I'm just taking a look at the finances here. Perfecto could try and bring out an M4. It depends on if he has big M4 or little M4. He could drop it if he has big M4, and then someone else could buy armor. They could wield at least 3. That would be better than the previous round. They could take a save now behind this, try and get the most out of these 2 guns. You don't really have a buy into the next. That's the problem. Electronic only has 1,500 now. Plus 1,900, he's still not going to have himself a rifle. It would have to be SMGs again, and we already saw how flat that fell. So they have to get a lot out of these guns, and they really have to save them as well. An interesting little look on the boost there, available to try and make the most out of these M4s. And Axel's posted on towards the other side of the map here as Vitality are in absolutely no rush. They're aware that guns were saved. They're aware of the potential that these two players have. It's now just about being diligent with your util, making sure you can take this map control, and then when the information is relayed, reacting as a unit. They just started to rotate away here. Perfecto will block for now, but that's just an annoyance. It's only going to buy them about 20 seconds of time, so both teams with a real preference here in today's map on the T side, happy. Hold up a second. Changing call here. Smoked off for Shiro now. Will he need a boost or a reposition? Perfecto tagged on B. Still time to go back if you're Vitality, but they're set on A right now. Alex, they're going into Axel's domain. Shiro's starting to cheat. And so is Axel.
Oh, they're losing their potency. He's
this round's over. The round's over.
They've overlooked the potential for this waterfall out of the apartments, but Hobbit, he gets answers and damage. Perhaps Axel can finish the job. He does through the smoke. Only a USP. What's he supposed to do? Nothing. And now Axel's dead too.
And they don't save both rifles. That to me felt like a necessity in this round. Remember, only 1900 coming into the bank balance in the next. They took this option. They went for the save. They went for the lighter investment. They didn't buy behind the retained weapons. And right now, I'm questioning how the remainder of this half looks for them. They really buy into the next, considering the state of the nation. It's going to be touch and go.
I'll tell you what's not, though, is Apex's individual form.
And this is it. Like, this isn't the same guy we saw during the group stage. He, honestly, in certain situations, he had players dead to rights. His crossover was in the perfect place. He just pulled the trigger too late, or he wasn't paying attention. He was too busy controlling the macro. Today, this is it. He knows his focus is there. This is somebody who has been in the grand final stage of the Lanxess before. And when you play so many games of Counter-Strike, when you know what the tippy top feels like, when you know what it feels like to lift that major trophy, takes a lot to get you out of the bed in the morning to be dropping 17 frags here against the monster Cloud9. He is doing a great job here, Dan Mattisclair, the in-game leader. What an arc he has been on an individual form. From entry fragger to in-game leader.
Nice for those dudes to show up, arriving today on their UAP.
They've been hearing an awful lot of that from the government recently,
yeah.
So good to see it's true. They took an eco last, and they've gone for an eco again.
This is interesting. This is interesting. Magic's been having a tough time, and now he's been met by Shiro. The trade from Apex would do everything, but Shiro, he needs to go. He's dead. Surely ZywOo clears him.
Wait, Hobbit, undetected.
Oh
undetected.
God.
flameZ has already gone past. Spinks won't clear this.
Surely not.
I don't think so.
There is grounds. A conversation to be had. Oh no! Get the hell! Both left on 20. Both with just 23 points of health, and Perfecto, does he give it a look?
He should. They're buying into the next. As mentioned in the previous, they took a bit of a save. This, they only had a light investment again. They were saving for a rainy day, and that's going to be round number 25. Perfecto, great in the clutch. His biggest issue is lack of kit. If he was 5 seconds ahead of this, a real attempt, damage most likely here.
Yeah, his time is greatest adversary. Nothing to be done. Now the bomb will blow. You want to do damage. I think the bomb radius on Inferno might be set for it, but they are scarpering. You find that safe exit route.
I know the score right now with a 2-round gap, it feels very strong for Vitality, but Cloud9 by, well, I don't want to say their own hand, by the flow of the start of the game, found themselves in a very difficult position financially. We talk about the economy an awful lot, but it really, for the last two, it tied their hands behind their back. They had choices. We could go for a force buy, which would mean the next gun round we have doesn't have all the bells and whistles. They saved for the rainy day, which is round 25. Now they have the AWP, now they have the U2, and even a kit in play. If there is any fight in Cloud9 left here in this quarterfinal, we need to see it now. This will be one of their last attempts here.
Let's see it. Game plan. Oh, and Shiro's giving it up. Misses chance, and Electronic's gone too. Oh, they're moving. They're shaking their way to that semi-final now. Cloud9, they need a hero. And it might just be Perfecto. A clean one onto flameZ, but that was not the names in the feed on the way in. As Magisk, his next victim too. May still not be enough. As Apex and ZywOo have taken B. Hobbit ahead of this, and ZywOo's been caught out. Hold on. Hold on, a 2-on-2 emerges. With it all to play for, using his util. We talked about Apex. He's playing a strong individual game. That spray. Damage onto Axile, and love this move out of Hobbit. There's no way Apex is ready for this. There's no way he's ready for Hobbit! Oh! Apex is the Apex Predator in this quarterfinal.
Look at that, Apex knows what this means. Individually, round after round, his impact is being felt here on Inferno. And that might just be enough here to shatter the hopes and dreams of Cloud9 fans around the world.
9 times he has attended this event. Just once in 2019 did he see that final. Team Vitality returning to it now in 23 and trying to go the distance.
And look at this from Cloud9. What an odd-looking purchase here to defend their honor against round 15. It's not the all-in, but it's still got something to be admired. Axile and Hobbit, you're being tested immediately. ZywOo, 26 kills, a quiet 26 from ZywOo. Sure, he had a big clutch on that B site, but all in all, it's talking about the team vitality, not the players. Because we're impressed with what we've seen here today. This is the form of a squad who wants to make that run for the trophy. And doing so with flameZ.
Making a change after winning the major and still looking good for it.
It's gone through that long molly, so there's lots of pressure here.
Yeah, they do flash. They're aware of the possibility. The trajectory may give up Axile's position. Yeah, flameZ is staring right at him. One between the eyes. Hobbit in the open. Pops the head of flameZ and ZywOo. Hold on. That bomb retrieval hinges on this fight, and Shero's giving it up. The AWP's gone. Bomb still in the open. Perfecto strafes out. ZywOo's ready for everything. Finally, Electronic gives Cloud9 something to hold on to, something tangible. With Spinks and Magisk left, and look at this. Hobbit, last seen short side, Magisk to investigate. Now he's found him! Oh, and Hobbit gets a second! With the sidearm, finds and earns himself an upgrade, and Cloud9 looking to steal this round away. The loss of that bomb is haunting them. And with 20 seconds left, the elevated position, Electronic and Hobbit combine for a must-win round.
Both of these teams here today have won some absolute miracle rounds. Rounds where it is not favored whatsoever. And that's another one. Huge impact from Hobbit there. The fact that he was cognizant enough to realize there was time for Magisk to go all the way around the world. This is where it got wild. It was like blood offering to ZywOo. I know he's the god of the game right now, but offering him body after body, it felt broken. It felt like Cloud9 didn't understand the situation. But they've got enough to keep themselves in it here. They haven't conceded round 15 to Vitality just yet, and that was a lighter investment. And they make that happen. Let's see now that the guns are back out.
Silent. Unannounced. Vitality in pursuit.
It's going to happen quickly here. Going to be an explosion on towards A.
And Shero got caught out before. Legs up Apex. Look at the damage dealt by Axile. Hobbit contributes as well. And Shero looking at the reaggress. Magisk, he's ready for it, but Shero pulls the trigger first. A 2-man advantage, looking to close that gap, make this a 1-round game. The new addition. And the deity. Molly forces Shero into some uncomfortable angles. Flame's looking to exploit. Oh, and Shero's missed his shot. Whoa, mama! Hits it with the USP. Should be fine now. Should be fine now. Only got 12 bullets in that AK. He's got 3 up against him. Sure, you've got 40 seconds, but Cloud9 not looking to fumble this. Now, Shero's legs have betrayed him on the jiggle. ZywOo piecing together their positions. But he's overlooked Electronic. Now he gets the info on 2. Perfecto, unknown. Shero spotted out. Potential swing. And that's what we wanted to see. A 1-round game, folks. It's going the distance. Regulation. The full 30 required.
And I'm in awe of this right now. Some of the decisions as far as the buys have gone. Both of these teams are aware of the animals that they have, that they can unleash.
Right.
Right. Looking at the cash, I'm about to say Vitality are broken. We're going to see an eco, 24 loss bonus into the next. Well, sure, that's all true. But ZywOo has purchased straight into an AK-47 here.
And this is a bit of a classic. ZywOo with an AK looking to win yourself round number 15. Let's see how much damage he can really apply here. Cloud9 have had some slip-ups. They lost a 2v5 situation to Apex and Spinks earlier in this half, and I'm sure that's still rattling around inside of their head, especially when you turn your attention into a round like this, a round where they can level the playing field. Cloud9 feels like they've been playing behind for both of these maps. Sure, they won the half 8-7, but this team is having to do it the hard way. A blender available top mid here, a decent setup from Cloud9 to deal with this.
Makes sense to have Hobbit. First contact with that MP9. Bait. Plays. And ZywOo gets nothing as well. Apex at least recovers the AK, but that bomb now in enemy territory. And a clean conversion out of Cloud9 seems imminent. He has some Kevlar, but he has no head. Magis, the exception to stop the clean round, but that Deagle does nothing more. 14 apiece. I see those Cloud9 jerseys. There's a lot of people eagerly anticipating to see this debut of the full 5. When that news broke, I'm sure Counter-Strike, and especially attendees of the Lanxess, got a little more excited.
Look, the playoff was already stacked, and everybody knew the asterisks around the roster with the Buster situation. He did a good job stepping in, wasn't in form, was not in form whatsoever. They didn't even practice with him, but the news coming through that Axel could make it, I didn't believe it at all. And right here, just one round away, as they're going to barrel down mid. They want to do this with some aggression. Round 15, it's knocking.
There's so much at stake, and they bring the fight to them, jumping into them. No! Shreds them! What is this from Cloud9? Sheer aggression in the face of Vitality. And Axel, he got the memo as well, but that means that it's all on Shiro here on A. Sliver gap. Shoulder spotted, Apex baits it. And mid now is theirs.
But it's these two.
Oh,
last time round, they found the perfect gap. This time, Apex has a plant for free. Little does he know it, but liberties have been given.
Axel's still alive. You think Pit? You think Pit? Axel's still alive. He's a tease.
They're in now. They need to get this bomb down. Shiro posted up at the
that's
line.
the bomb. Oh, no! Oh, what is that? The smoke just plumes and Shiro slaps Apex with an AWP shot. Bomb retrieved. What can Spinks do? They're coming for him. 3 different avenues of assault. Spinks overwhelmed, overcome. 15 on the board first. Game face is on. And I cannot quite believe the call. Perfecto says, I'm running it mid.
And that's the attitude you want to see with new look Cloud9. A team that are more than happy to take it to you. They know they have heavy hitters in the server. This aggression, we saw it earlier in the piece. Shiro got away with it once. Well, Perfecto, he gets away with it again, and here's that shot. Just a flick of the wrist. And that's Apex in the bin, the plant. Fantastic work from Spinks there. If we're going to highlight the details for Vitality, the fact they even get that bomb down, they wouldn't have a buy that resembles this whatsoever. So something to take us to potentially overtime here. Will Cloud9 pick up Inferno, Vitality's map choice? A map they're undefeated on with the addition of flameZ. 4 scalps, including G2. A team who are straight through to the semi-final here.
You said the playoffs are stacked, and it starts with this quarterfinal. Cloud9 have come to play. Can they do what no one has done before?
A pretty good read here to start off proceedings. Third piece of this puzzle and one of the heavier hitters.
Yeah, Shiro's sharp, but so is the Woo. He's coming in first. Final round of regulation. Can they force overtime? Or will Cloud9 start this reverse sweep off by taking their opponent's pick? Util sails through. Significant chip damage unconfirmed. Shiro hasn't moved a muscle. Has Electronics gone? What is that? Shiro pulls the trigger. He finds the trade. flameZ's low. Perfecto cowering in the smoke, trying to pepper them as they're pushing in. Bodies on the site. The smokes will fade. And the lights in Perfecto's eyes. Snuffed out. Spinks pushed up. Finds one. Oh! And another onto Shiro. It puts it all onto Axel. Spinks is ready. And Axel the first. This would be quite the clutch from the late arrival. His first official game in the Cloud9 colors. And it's for all the marbles to take us to that third map. He's got pace on him. He's got 2 to find. This French duo looking to force overtime, and the clock is against him now. They're playing it perfectly. Info, damage, ZywOo down. He needs them both right now. No time. Is there time? He doesn't think so. He doesn't think so. Overtime it is. We need more of Inferno.
Oh, you see the speed wobbles at the end there, the shaky aim. He's got him lined up. The clock at that moment ticking away, but Spinks the difference maker.
Woof.
On the front foot, takes the fight, flatlines 2 and practically secures the round. It was in vain here for Axel, but we play on. 12,500 MR3, first to 19.
You see Vitality's Inferno is pretty hard to put away.
Well, this is where things get crazy. This is where we start to get outside the box.
Right.
And it's already been a game that has delivered in buckets and spades.
Moving and a shaking. flameZ, he's just going. Off of the flashbang. A single flashbang, and now flameZ is knocking on Axel's door. It's ZywOo in the feed first. From the apartment, Spinks builds upon it. Wrapping into the site. His only Hobbit here, trying to kick up as much of a fast mollies aplenty, found by Apex. And Info on Electronic, a railgun in his hands, that M4.
It's a 2-on-2 if they're going to move on here.
Yeah.
Magic is around the world. This very late lurk, it's not going to be considered. It's not going to be considered at all.
He could be the round winner. Magisk boy became Magisk man.
They're saving here. He might get everything. He might take it all the way. That's Electronic for free, running with that AWP in his hands, and now Perfecto. Are you getting out of here? Magisk says no. He looks aware for this. It's one man to find the bomb. This is going to be 16 now for Vitality. They're pressing the issue here. Spinks and ZywOo also coming in. They want to remove everything. And they might be able to get away with it. Perfecto noted now. ZywOo just around the corner. Bomb going to go off. Half HP. And is there a fight? Nobody wants to take the jewel. Magisk will find him. And it's somewhat important here. If you're on the CT side and you have an AWPer and now you lose this next round and you're not dropping him an AWP, he might not have enough money in the next. Right? This is a question depending on if they save, how many players stay alive, how many kills come through. But it does start to get a bit spotty. So Electronic running away in overtime, you're thinking, why isn't he going for it? Well, you can understand why it was the prize possession. That's a little bit of a tough word. As we get back underway into a tough round. Axel with the AWP.
Yeah, all to play for. Intention off the rip. Set up that ZywOo warp. Now, ZywOo whipping out the T-side AWP. It's not always a guarantee.
I like the direct calling from Vitality here. The previous, with flameZ making that space, it allowed them to come up short. It allowed them to take that fight with the AWP. And again, together, this pack roll.
Yeah, flameZ has been holding his own. Happy to be the first man in. Again, comes in. Off the back of the flash. Great connection from Hobbit without any vision of his opponent through that smoke. Perfecto can maybe be Molotov'd out.
It's the gap again, it's the gap again.
Oh, that's the end of it for Spinks. Axel, a re-aggression. And now he can just tuck in, presses his ear to the wall. They hit the walk key. ZywOo misses his shot, and it's set for a Cloud9 response. Just a single shot out of the Shiro. And we are back, level pegging.
You can see the understanding of how Vitality want to approach these rounds in overtime. Both have been contacts with flashes. It's not giving them away with mollies. It's not using the smokes before they execute into the sites. It's subverting the expectation. It's walking up and exploding in their face and hoping that the setup is not ready. It worked in the first, not so much in the second. There was a third body responding to the potential of a B hit here.
And they really were looking to set ZywOo up for an opening there, and understandably, considering his success rate. He's participated in 9, successful in 7 of those opening engagements, but Cloud9 averted that completely. But if that one doesn't work, your last round on this T side, what's the call, Apex?
Well, this is the same CT setup that we just saw to start the previous round. So they're happy to run this again. They don't want to give any
presence through the apartments with the way they were exploited previously. But the same conversation we have for Vitality. Similar paces in Banana here, but this time Cloud9 have more of a forward stance. The boost available for Electronic, Perfecto on the jiggle, Hobbit in float.
Lots of nades in the sky. It was actually a stack nade towards the coffins. And you can see a nice resource for these defenders if it's required.
Yeah, who's going to pick it up right now? Because
good question.
there's a player on the boost, so he cannot grab that util. I guess it's
I love
after the
this.
fact. It's a good info play, facilitated by this early setup. Spinks has been spotted, and the duel won. That's the lurk spotted now.
Big frag from Spinks.
You still think it's going to be B?
Well, if Axel had the confidence to be pushing like that, it implies his body's on B. "30 seconds. Advantage Vitality. Looking to lead at the half of this OT. Electronic, he's been waiting for that. Gets it. Bomb now on the floor. We need more. Magis provides. It's up to Electronic. Oh, and more from Electronic. 3 so far. Finished by the Deeg. And up to Shiro. In the clutch. Fast on this. Spinks not looking. Heard him now. Heard him now. Not going to clear it. Eats the flash. Shiro fully blind. And 17 on the board. Advantage Vitality. We swap sides.
Electronic did an awful lot there, didn't he? Just needed some contributions from his teammates. They noted him towards the boost, but he's still able to produce multiple frags. But Vitality now, just moments away here from picking this one up. Cloud9, they return to the T side. This is where they opted to start here.
Morale is high. I mean, that is a luxury afforded to you when you're a map up and it gets this intense. For Cloud9, this is stressful. This is hellish. And they will use their last timeout now. A sinking feeling, knowing this is his last 30 seconds on the mic. Groove takes every second he can as his microphone's muted and now he can do nothing but watch. Will Cloud9 take us the distance? Lexus, do you want to see a third map?
flameZ almost left spawn without a util there. I thought we were about to get something real in your face, but the last second buy on the way out the door. Things are still looking normal as Shiro. He did a great job in that first half with the rifle. He didn't even opt for the AWP. He was aggressive Banana, vying for that control. Magis straight out the gates, they're taking a risk. Flash forward, Spinks to facilitate this. Hobbit should have heard some footsteps here over the sound of the flames.
Speak of flames, he's quite forward on this, jumping for info, and Shiro spotted him out. Stagnades achieve nothing. Unscathed. Cloud9 start to fly their flag at the top of Banana.
So they have this Banana control, now it's top mid. But ZywOo's gonna peek.
ZywOo wants to disrupt this, and it's Hobbit caught out. Orped by the Woo. Magis though, it's gonna be awkward to get out of this one. Electronic knows where you are. Tagged, he's jumping in the smoke, He's gotten away, and through the smoke, ZywOo prevails. Cloud9 running out of players. Someone has to be the difference maker. flameZ in a power position. Clear this one, I dare you. Oh, okay. Shiro says, let's go. He gets them both. A forward position as well.
He's got a gap.
ZywOo can work with that. Flashes aren't bad.
Oh!
Better! We said they need a hero, and it is no doubt Shiro. 30 frags and counting, a triple. Despite ZywOo's damage on mid.
And are they the ones looking for the save right now? They trundle down mid. They're getting themselves some AK, sure, but they're not going to give this one a look in. And we've had some of these crazy rounds throughout this map. 3v5s, 2v5s, insane. Though a dud hand top mid, ZywOo, again, understands the situation. If you're going to look at any map that's, you know, colored by Counter-Strike, you get Banana control. Now that we want top mid, I'll play ahead of their
Here I
util.
come.
It's going to be a long smoke. It's going to be a short molly. Maybe there's a flash, but I'm one step ahead. But Shiro now up to 30 frags. You're seeing these two absolute titans locking horns here.
That sequence out of Shiro.
With the rifle,
Yeah.
right? With the rifle. This
did-
is the thing. He's no slouch. I know we see him on the AWP more often than not, but with the rifle, this kid is an absolute monster. This is ZywOo just finding Electronic for free. Shiro steps in, bang, Apex dead, ready for the boost. And even with the flash, the pre-fire on that, beautiful work
Well,
from Shiro.
He's an AWPer himself. If he's putting himself in the shoes of ZywOo, where are you going to be? Puts a couple of speculative shots in.
Miss Molly, they're going to be fast on Banana here.
Can
There's a
be.
gap.
Electronic wants to punish, but ZywOo's there again, Hobbit. Handed his arse by ZywOo's. Oh, and Flames! He gets away with that one. 9 HP.
And Shiro again, another 3v5. Can he do it once more?
Oh, he's not overlooked Spink's position. Vitality now with a 3-man advantage. There's nothing for the remaining 2 to do. Magis makes it so. Catches Axel walking up Boiler. Bomb lost. Teammates gone. And Perfecto helpless in the clutch. A 1 versus 5. Sure, known for his clutching prowess. But too tall an order, I think, here in the Lanxess. They'll remain diligent. A slip up, a fumble could haunt them. Smoke comes through. So this means Vitality will be the first to secure 18. Putting Cloud9 on the chopping block, Chad. This quarterfinal certainly has delivered, Vitality tested. And this Inferno, this undefeated Inferno since the addition of flameZ.
I'm trying to think what Perfecto's trying to buy them here. Essentially time to have a conversation. Right in there in that moment, it could have been a chat about what's going to follow through into this next round of play. He had nothing there. He didn't opt for any kills until the last moments. So his attempt in the round, negligible, but it's more about what we find here. And this is how ZywOo finds that opener, right? There was a gap. They missed the molly. There was space for them to charge up Banana, and ZywOo still is able to pull that off.
But in back-to-back overtime rounds, we're talking smoke spams and wall bangs. Every trick in the book, 35 frags and counting.
And they still don't want to put an AWP of their own out to try and cage him, to try and lock the lines. Shiro really wants to use this AK, has more than enough money. And this is it, potentially the final round. This is looking more deliberate towards A. They're keeping Banana busy. They want to send Perfecto forward for some space. He has a little bit. flameZ is worried. Apex is coming back here towards Logs. He might catch him on the jump. So flameZ will be spotted now. Information going both ways.
Magis gets info. Ooh, and a frag. Finishes off what he started earlier onto Axile.
Cloud9 struggling these 4v5s.
They are in jeopardy. Last time I said that, Shiro came up with a triple and looked like a laser beam with the AK.
They're ahead. Vitality are ahead. They have all the advantages in the world here. Not just the number advantage, but the info flowing their way. This is their round to win.
flameZ flashed off the confirmation of the boost. At least two. At least two. 50 seconds. Smokes are out. What's the call? They've completely vacated the rest of the map. It has to be B. And they're on their way. Electronic chipped away. Up and over. flameZ. Spinks another. And Vitality remain undefeated on Inferno. The semi-finals locked in to make a change after lifting the major trophy, and it's working wonderfully. flameZ, he holds his own on the big stage.
The spotlight needs to be on the kid today.